I'm going to be really honest. I don't have a lot of faith in Konami because their track record of remakes and HD releases is not the best. And the HD collection for Metal Gear Solid collection didn't even sync Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater's music to the opening video when it released on PlayStation 3. So I'm a little bit like, and Kojima's not there to supervise them. So I am hopeful. I hope that I am wrong. But again, one of those things with, Konami. And I'm sort of hearing what's going on with Silent Hill, and I'm sort of like, Konami. So, I mean, if Konami wants to do anything with the Metal Gear Solid franchise, they have to ace Metal Gear Solid 3. If they don't, they might as well forget about remaking any of the other games. Everyone says Metal Gear Solid 3 is their favorite. Everyone says Metal Gear Solid 3 is the best one. And it's pretty much the only one, besides number 1, that you can play standalone with zero context and really kind of get what's going on. I played 2 as my first Metal Gear Solid. And with missing a little bit of context, you're still okay. But 3 is the one that you can play standalone with zero context and really have it be your gateway into the franchise. So if they drop the ball on number 3, they might as well forget about the rest, honestly. So because of that, I'm hopeful that they throw everything they have at it, particularly in the funding department, because all you have to do is, color in between the lines. The story's there, the script is there, the boss fights are there, all the stuff is there. You just have to redo it. That's it. You don't need anything new. Just redo it. So let's check it out really quickly. Let's see what we've got.
Altitude 30,000 feet. Approaching Soviet airspace.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino Yask in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the West. Your codename for this mission will be Naked Snake.
Does anyone notice that the Pachinko 4K renders kind of look very similar to what they're showing us here? Makes you wonder how much of that they reused. This game is powered by a pachinko machine.
We're referring to you as Snake from now on. The clock is ticking. This will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's specialty. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment.
You know what's really cool? A lot of people will see something like this and automatically say there's no chance in hell this would actually happen. If you watch people that do airsoft, obviously because, you can watch people in live military combat, but let's not do that. But if you're watching people doing like competitive airsoft and they've got the cameras, right? And they put on the ghillie suits and, they kind of hide. They get away with this very close to other people. The other people literally just walk past them without noticing them. It's because when the other people are walking, they're not actually scanning for the human being. They're scanning for whatever is out of place. And so if they're wearing like a ghillie suit or they're sort of blended in and their camo is working, they've already broken up the shape of the human body. And so when these guys are looking around, they're not actually looking at every little specific area on the ground. They're kind of using a lot of their peripheral vision. And if the peripheral vision doesn't pick up the shape of the human goes unnoticed, especially if they're not moving, And so they'll just walk right past you, and the guy will just, with an airsoft pistol, just shoot him a few times, and he's taking out an entire team, which is really cool. So it could happen. But when people play aggressive stealth, when they're actually making noise and rolling and jumping and things like that, I'm a little bit like, shouldn't this sentry kind of hear all this noise and kind of go, what's going on there, But, it's kind of fun.
Plies.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment. Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
The mission rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man army. Freeze. Speak.
they do not screw this up, this opens the gateway to a lot of things.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
See, one thing I really need to know is whether or not they reshot all the voices or if they're reusing the original recordings. Because the original recordings aced it. But I do know for Twin Snakes, when they made it Metal Gear Solid 1 for the Gamecube, they reshot it. Please don't screw this up. This is pretty much one of your best IPs. I haven't played Silent Hill, but I would imagine that's also one of your best IPs. I wonder, are they gonna do the Ocelot Ra? I mean, if he doesn't do that, I mean, what's the point of Ocelot, to be honest? It's a make it or break it moment, honestly. They either make it and the Metal Gear Solid franchise is revitalized and an entirely new generation of fans join, and the rest of us replay it and enjoy it, and it's awesome for everyone. A little bit how Capcom is doing Resident Evil. They're revitalizing the entire series, and I believe they're doing an excellent job, and I really hope that, you know, they keep going. It's kind of like a make it or break it. But going by what I'm hearing with what's happening with Silent Hill, I'm a little bit worried and a little bit nervous, because you can get away with a lot on these trailers, you know? You can hide a lot of dirty laundry in the background that no one's going to see. What's really going to be the thing is when it releases, you know? And then everyone gets their hands on it. I don't trust the journalists. The journalists are just going to... the game companies, so they can get, you know, early access and footage and upload it. What I'm really going to care about is when the gamers get their hands on it, because if there's anything wrong with the game, within 12 hours of release, we will know on social media. We'll know whether it's good or not. People will just break this game to all hell. And if it sucks, we'll know about it within 12 hours. I guarantee you. People are going to pick it up at launch, play non-stop, and we'll know within 12 hours whether it's good or not. You know, like, people will finish the game within like 20 hours. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hopeful. I really do want to play it. If they mess it up, I'm going to be sad. So I'm keeping my expectations realistic, but if they ace it, I'm going to be a happy chappy. And honestly, just remaking Metal Gear Solid 3 properly would do it for an entire year for me. That's how good the game is. So I'm hopeful, but I'm keeping my expectations nice and low. This year has had fantastic games come out, and I still haven't even played all of them. So, you know, 2024 is excellent for me, and we're only halfway in. But if they ace this... If they don't, F it. Konami already put... Like, if they F this up after effing up Silent Hill, nails in the coffin. Like, Konami's gone. Konami.
The world was once one. We will heal that rift and make the world whole again. To do this, we need strength. An unstoppable trump card with enough power to bring order to the world. That trump card was to be the Shago Hod and the Cobra.